I just saw right now he brings it down from the Vilna Gaon. You see Chassidus Sefer bringing down a sticker from the Vilna Gaon, right? It's like wow. I love when you have the two worlds colliding, because you have to understand, nowadays, Chassidus and non-Chassidim, have found much more of a
equilibrium.
Yeah, a emek hashaveh. But back in the day, there was serious sin over there. Serious, I'm saying. And literally, each side thought the other ones were crazy, Mom Shah B'Kos. So, I mean, there's a story that I brought down about the Vilna Gaon in the Chassidish Sfarim. These like amazing. I mean, everyone knew that the Gaon was a Tam Chacham and a Masmid, and that he was a Tzaddik Yisayid Olam. But they felt, he erred big time in his stance on Chassidus. Now I don't know exactly what exactly Gaon's stance on Chassidus was personally, or maybe he just did not feel he had the ability to influence people that had strong stances. I don't know. I haven't. It doesn't interest me even to know. But when the Imrei Noah brings down a vart from the Vilna Gaon, I just found it interesting. But the way he brings it down is Shemati b'shem Gaon echad zal.
Very, very big.
He who must not be named.
Shemati b'shem Gaon echad zal. No, it's amazing. That right. It's like I remember when I was Lahavdil Elef. I mean, I don't have to say Lahavdil Elef, but there's a chiluk when I was learning about David. Salvation from David ben Altehinda. He should have for Shlema.
He's not doing very well. I heard from his nephew.
Oh yeah, from Sternbuch.
Yep.
So
that's what he told me on Friday.
So there was a famous shtickle in one of the circus in Zvachim. I don't remember what shtickle was at the moment, but there was a famous shtickle that his cousin, Rabbi Yoshe Ber, Soloveitchik of YU, had said over, a Iluish shtickle on a certain sugya, and the Minigan Brisk was to say it over. Because it was something that had made its way into the Brisker, curriculum.
The Salvation from Yehuda also like kind of a Brisker?
He was a cousin, yeah. He wasn't. He was a nephew to the Brisker Rav, and he was the first cousin to Rav David. And so when he said over him, he said Einer Hatamal Gazak. He was Einer. He couldn't say my name, Einer. And he said no, it's a Kishmak Kabar to Lushma, but then of course they slug it up. But it's just it reminds me of that, that idea. But anyway, so Vart from the Vilna Gaon, and I'm gonna tell you what he brings from the Gaon. It's a famous Vart from the Gaon. He says a different pshat in it, and then we'll leave you with the kasha. The that Yehuda Vayigash Yehuda V'Yermi. So the famous part, you must have heard it when you're kids, that the trop of Vayigash Yehuda V'Yermi is Kadma V'Azler V, Vayigash Yehuda, right? Kadma V'Azler V, right? Munach Zarka, Munach Sego. Okay? So, Zakta Vilna Gaon, the trop is being Yashiv a big question. Meaning, Yehuda is over here, he's sitting and he's representing all the Shvatim. Why is Yehuda representing all the Shvatim? So we said a pshat, right? From the Megal HaMukas, what the pshat is. But what's pshat Yehuda? He's not the Bachar, right? So why is Yehuda taking this leading role? So the guy says Yehuda in the trop is being miramis to Yosef. Again, he wasn't saying in the trop, and you have to know how this point is being set across. But the trop is explaining part of Yehuda's message. Yehuda's message was Kadma va'azla Revi. I'm the Revi. I'm the fourth born. Why am I the one being Kadma va'azla? I'm coming first, and I am coming to come to defense of Binyamin. Why am I the one that is sticking my neck out? I'm the Revi. He says Munach Zarka. munach sego. Right? He says the reason is because zarka munach sego. Okay, it's not munach sego. Zarka munach sego. He was zoyrek. He was one that threw away munach sego, his segula, his olam haba. He put his olam haba on the line if he does not bring back Binyamin. So maybe he explained, don't think it's odd. I'm the fourth son. And why am I representing everybody? Because Kadm Vaslevi, I'm coming first, the fourth born, because Zarka Munach Sego, right? Because I threw aside, right, what's Munach Sego, what's set aside. It's sitting there waiting for you, Sego, your Segula, your treasure, your Olam Haba, and I set that aside. And when I took Achrayas from Binyamin, Mela, I'm the one that has to take the most risk over here to save Binyamin. Okay, he says, Akan Dvarov, V'divrei pi chacham chen. Okay, that's what the Imrei Noam says. He says he wants to say Nachab Pshat. He says, he goes to the first part, Kadma v'Azlevi, that Yehuda is the one who's Kadma v'Azlevi, he's coming first, the fourth son. Even though he is the fourth Shvat, why is he coming first? He says, so he says that Nachazach. He says, Kadma v'Azlevi. Yehuda, when he goes with all the Shvatim, when it comes to there's 4 Degalim in the Shvatim, Degamach and Yehuda is in the Mizrach, and in as much as Klai Yisrael going Mizrach, Yehuda is the camp. Degamach and Yehuda is the one that's always going first. So why is he Kadma v'Azla? Why is he Bekedim in Mizrach and always going first? Right? So he says, Zarka Munach Sego. He says because he didn't want to be next to Levi, right? Shimon and Levi, they were the troublemakers, like we find by Shechem, we find by this Kairach, right? They were Reuben Mishevet Shimon, right? Because they were Shechem and Shevet Levi, and Yehuda never wanted to be next to Shevet Levi. Right, just like Levi says l'chuven argeu, right? Chazal tells Levi was the one that said l'chuven argeu, and Yehuda is the one that said no, don't kill him, let's sell him. So Mela, he's saying that the reason why his degel is in the Ruach Mizrachis, and he goes first, is because he wanted to always avoid Levi. Levi is called Segel, right? He says. Sheva Levi's recently segula, and he brings down that Levi's his chasima was segul, right? And Meli says what he's trying to say is he's being meramis to Yosef. I was the one that wasn't masking to Levi to kill you. Levi said, Right. So he says, I'm the one that ran away. I'm always running away from Levi, and I was not involved in the Eitzah to kill you. I was actually one who ultimately you're here because of me. You survived because of me. And in Mela, he said, I have a schus to represent everyone over here being the one that went against Levi. Okay, that's the part that Imrei Noam says. We'll leave you with a question which I was thinking about by Mariv. I don't have an answer. I mean, I had some ideas were forming, but maybe I'll look around. But what is it about Shimon and Levi? Or maybe the kasha really shver Levi. What is about Levi? Levi is they're the ones l'mayla from Galus. They sat and learned. They weren't in Sheba Mitzrayim, right? They're the ones. Levi is a person that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave the name Levi. He said Levi is mine, right? So Levi is the Sheva that the chosen one, right? From the very beginning, from the moment he was born, Rashi tells us that Leah didn't name Levi, right? Who named Levi? Hashem, right? The Malach says Gabriel took him.
What, Leah didn't give him a name?
No, Rashi says over here.
What, you thought she had no boy or something? Like
Al Kain doesn't say Vatikra Shema Levi. It says Al Kain Kashma Levi. So Rashi Bekulum Ksiv Vatikra Shikar V'zeh Kasa by Kara. Right? It doesn't say Vatikra. It says Kar Al Kain Kashma Levi. Yesh Med Shagada Be'elat Varm Rabba Shachar Shbach Gavriel. Gavriel the Malach went and brought Levi in front of him. V'kar L'Shem Zeh Nasot Chavda Matnas Kuna. Right? The mountain is called Levi. He's called Levi because when he's brought up to Shemayim to be named, he was given Chavdal Matnas Kahuna, and he got the name Levi, which he was Maluva with Chavdal Matnas Kahuna. So Levi is just like this kilo, total parish, totally connected to Kadosh Baruch Hu, and yet Levi is the one over here that sort of has to be separated from, from this, from the bad. Levi is sort of like being tied into the bad behavior, and Yehuda actually has to separate himself from Levi. So what is it about Levi that on the one hand he is so moved off from all the Shvatim, and L'Toiva, and Midachisa seems to be problematic. And L'chayr, the answer is going to be that the fact that he's movdal Mibriosai makes the clash, that would be the mahach to explain it, but obviously needs understanding. But I give you something to think about. I don't think I have to be the only one that thinks around here. Okay, Ashikacha Baisai. I get Shabbos.